Okay, we've got our damper rod here. I've just got it sitting on the vise here. So we've got this end here goes down right down the bottom end of the fork, and it bolts into the bottom shell of the fork. And this end here, the spring sits in here. So just a couple of things. There's a little set of spacers in here that comes with your if you're increasing the load, and that spring, that little spacer sits on top of here, right? And then your valve sits on top of there like that, just like so. Okay, so that's how it goes together. Your spacer, this here, and then your spring sits, the big spring sits on top of here, and then your little preload spring, this one here, preload spring goes through here like that and sits up against there. So that's how it all goes together. Okay, so what we've got to do now in the instructions, it says that you've got to drill these original, there's only 2 holes in this one. This is for a Fatbob, so FXDF, Harley Davidson. So this goes right up to 2017 model anyway, because after that they came up with inverted forks. So you've got to drill these out to 5/16 or 8mm, and then what it says to do is to drill, once you drill these 2 out, you've got to drill 6 in total. So in total you want 6 holes. There's only 2 at the moment. So really what that's doing is it's giving enough surface area or volume for any dampening to come to not come, this to have no control over the dampening, and it all dampens through the valve itself. Okay, so what we need to do is we need to go 10mm below and above this hole. So in the center line of this hole, you want to go 10mm below it and 10mm above it, but you want to be perpendicular with it. So you want a hole here and you want a hole here, and same on the other side. So it'll drill right through, but so you want it at 90 degrees pretty much to where you are situated. So what you've got to do is get a center punch and a marker, and pretty much at 90 degrees, once you've got that sitting through like at 90 degrees, well, that there you should be able to look through from this angle and see nothing but the hole itself. And that's how I roughly do it, just by eye, so it's centered, and then come through the center here, right on the very top, and scribe a line, and then we're going to go 10mm above and 10mm below the center line, which I'll do by eye as well, roughly. So I'll roughly eye the center line by eye, that's pretty much where the center of the hole is. And I'm going to go 10mm below that, which I've got my 10mm set on my verniers. So I'll go 10mm below that to the centre of that. Put a mark, and then 10mm above. Another mark, and that's going to be where my 8mm hole or 5/16 hole's going. Now remember, when you're using a drill, you always want to do a pilot hole, especially if you're going blind. So I'm going to center punch this as well, with a hammer and a center punch. So basically just sit here like this, and then just line your mark up, and put your centre punch mark in. Okay, that's good. So that'll give you drill guidance to start. Another tap. Alright, so now you need a pilot drill, and the pilot drill needs to be approximately the size of the flute of the main drill size you want. So that there is about 2.5 mil across the flute here. Just across that little piece of face there. And that way, so I'm going to go get a 2.5 mil drill, and that'll be the pilot hole that I drill for these. So I'm going to go do that now. I'm going to go drill those in the drill press, and then drill. Once I've done my pilot holes, then I can use the 5/16 to go through all of these, finish these last two here and go through these. Okay, once I've done that, I'll get back. Okay, that's all the 6 holes done, and now I'm going to just clean that up in a parts wash and give it a blowout with an air compressor, and it's going to be ready for assembly.